place called Elko Island. I lived out there many years ago. So what I'm going to do now is drive out through Kakadu, Central Arnhem Land, meet a barge in a few days, go across, see my old mates at Elko Island. Should be a great trip. I'm just going to turn off the highway down here. A friend of mine has got a most unusual pet, and I want to show him to you. Yeah, mate. Hey, you still got that amazing animal there? Yeah. How you going? This is Pig. How you going, Pig? Hey, mate. How are you? Hey, want something to eat? Come here. Hey. He's the most docile animal that you could ever come across. Come here, Pig, and I'll get you something to eat. How you going, Pig? Hey? Just look at this. I never learned, do I? Went away to have a look around the farm, come back, and Pig has been into my tucker bag. Look at the golden syrup all chewed up. And my Powerade, look at what he's done to that. Wrecked it. And have a look at my Milo tin. Absolutely no Milo left. See what he's done with his tusk, trying to open it up? And here's Pig. It sounds like he's suffering from severe indigestion after ransacking our camp. I've just come off the Arnhem Highway by about 50 k's. I've come to a place called Shady Camp. On my right here, that's all salt water. They built a barrage here. So beyond the barrage, it's all fresh water. I've hired a dinghy, and this is one of the best places to see big saltwater crocs. And this is what the big crocodiles are after, these cattle in here. These are all stations, privately owned. There's been 5 head of cattle taken here just in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I've called in at Shady Camp for a couple of reasons. One is to see the really big crocs, of course. And the other reason is I love these gigantic lotus lilies. And just after they're flowered, they seed. And in here, you have the seeds. See them there? See that? That's very sweet, just like a pea. Always good for a lunchtime snack. If you lose your hat and you're in amongst the lotus lilies, there's one there. Isn't that perfect? All these large salties, these large saltwater crocs, like the one behind me, are in fresh water. So just because they're called saltwater crocodiles, don't think you only find them in salt water. In fact, you find the biggest population of big crocs in fresh water because there's more food here. Just on the other side of the billabong, on my left, is a massive croc, at least 16 foot, over 5 metres. See over here? That whopping great big croc there, that's the sort of crocs that take those cattle. Become very overcast. It feels like rain. The mosquitoes are out. I've got the long pants on. So I'm going to go for a walk, see what I can find. For over 100 years, this country east of Darwin was called the Buffalo Plains. It was overrun with the Asian buffalo when they were introduced in the early days of European settlement. They're now shot out because they're an ecological disaster and also a threat to the cattle industry because they carry disease. Every now and then, you can still see small mobs of them just over here. Most of the time they move off, but you've got to be very wary of them because every now and then they will charge. And one of the most common birds around the edge of the billabongs are these whistling ducks. They pack along the edges by the thousands. The old croc's got plenty of patience. He just waits and waits and waits. And every now and then, bang, he's got one. See? There's one there eating one now. I'm now in the heart of Kakadu, and this is O'Berry Rock right here. And the view behind me was made famous by none other than Paul Hogan in the movie Crocodile Dundee. East of here is Arnhem Land, and that's where I'm heading in the morning. As you can see, you don't come into Arnhem Land without a permit. We've all heard that if you break down in the Australian outback, you get plastic bags and you put them over the trees and you get water. Well, that's partly true, but if you have small plastic bags like these ones here, they're absolutely no use whatsoever. What you have to do is prepare yourself for the trip. So before you leave home, you have to pack at least a dozen very large bags. See this one here? Very heavy duty. And this is a secret of survival in the desert. But what I want to do today is to show you how you get water from the trees around. Like, see these branches here? We've got to get the water out of those leaves into this bag. Now, years ago, we used to just hang a plastic bag over a section of the tree. That's not bad, but a mate of mine's come up with an idea, and it works brilliantly, that you put the bag right over the sapling. So what I'm doing is just pulling the sapling together a little bit with some tape, and that'll make it easier for me to put the bag over the top. Now, for those people that are concerned about the tree, this tree will survive after I've finished collecting the water. Once the plastic bag's right over the tree, the next thing is to seal it completely around the trunk here. This is very important.